So how many minions do you need for level 2? What happens when you crash the wave on their tower? What will happen with the next minion waves? So do you know what a roam timer means? Do you know what skill bobbing is? So already I noticed a red flag.
When you say low elo, that means me too, right? This is...
Yeah.
low
So
elo.
I mean...
Yeah. And now I want to try higher. Now, right now, I'm in a very good place, I think. But I still feel like I'm not able to capture or get my ADC a lead that we can carry from or snowball from.
So just straight off the bat, you gotta get rid of this idea that support is about getting your AD carry ahead. In fact, support is way more like the support of the jungler and the mid lane nowadays than of the AD carry. Support is all about making the aim easier for your team, okay? So a lot of the way I'm gonna teach you how to carry a support is just good vision and good like predicting what's gonna happen and being ready for a play. Not like, oh, putting your AD carry ahead by hitting a hook and killing the enemy ADC. If you rely on things like hitting the hook, it's not a reliable thing to carry. You gotta be able to win with Nautilus even when you don't hit a hook on the enemy ADC. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. A low elo Nautilus like will get the level 2 first and then try to hit the hook. That's bad. In Challenger, a Nautilus before getting the level 2, he will flash on you an auto attack, and then he will get level 2 when you're rooted with the auto attack, and then the hook is impossible to miss. Okay. Well, yeah, I think Warwick is like the worst champion in the game. I think so. That champion falls off a cliff. Like minute 20 is just the worst champion after that. So let's learn some fundamentals of support here. Like learning how to play level 1, 2, and 3. It's like so crucial and important. It's like the best strategy you can have to win the lane. So Nautilus is one of the best level 1 supports because it's one of the only supports that has both the hook and the CC level 1. If you think about Leona, she has to choose between the stun and the hook, right? If you think of them level 1, right? Caitlyn level 1 doesn't have E. And Maokai level 1 is like he has to choose between going in on you. He can't do both. Like he can root you or he can disengage with Q or the sapling, but he cannot do both. Caitlyn will outrange and out-prio the Kai'Sa if she pushes away with Q and auto attacks. So if you don't engage level 1, what you risk happening is that they get level 2 before you and then you can't engage because they got level 2 before you. I don't see how you needed to flash. I know I said that you need to be trigger happy, but when he was here, you could have just hooked. Because he had no vision on you on the bush, right?
True.
And the other thing is that... Okay. So already I noticed a red flag that I see a lot in like lower elo engaged champions. So you're breaking the two main fundamentals of engaged support, which is ping on my way so your teammates are aware that you're engaging and they prepare. And two, look at where they are before engaging, because here you see like you could put a Janna support here and it will be more damage than these fiddlesticks. And the 3 damage champions are so far away. See? And because your teammates are so far away, you kind of force the fiddlesticks with her with Q. Yeah. So now he's not gonna be able to farm at all in the jungle, which is insanely bad. But yeah, that was really bad. We wasted everything. And see, I said I wanted you to fight level 1 and now you're not gonna be able, which was your win condition of this lane. So if I'm the Caitlyn, I'm gonna feel super safe to just push, get the level 2 and avoid that level 1 engage. So let's see what happens. See no pings. And see how Kai'Sa is not hitting because she was not even aware. Look. See how she walked back and like nobody, like she's not paying attention at all, right? You're playing super far back, I don't know why.
Oh yeah, I noticed.
See? Huge mistake. You will never see this in Halo. You got level 2 before them and you didn't do anything.
That's true.
If I'm this Caitlyn in a Grandmaster Challenger game and this Nautilus gets level 2 before me, I'm dead. So how many minions do you need for level 2?
8? 7?
It's 9. It's like the... 9, it's 7 in mid lane and top lane. In bot lane it's 9. Because you share XP. So it's like the first wave and then 3 melees, right? So 6 plus 3, 9. So another thing you will see a lot low elo players do, they will wait until they get level 2 and then engage. Whereas in Halo, what we do is we engage on minion 8. So we CC the enemy and they don't run away because we're both level 1. And then by the time we're already on them, that's when we got the level 2. So you want to play in such a way that you do plays. This is for example the flash auto. Or for example walking up before getting the level 2. Because you know what happens if you walk up before level 2? When you're about to get it? if the enemy runs away, they lose minions. So it's still a checkmate. You either force them to give up the wave or they get engaged on. So it's a win-win.
Yeah.
So even if I'm challenger ADC, I still have to walk away and lose minions. There's nothing I can do. Okay, I want to see what happens here because this is really, really important. Think about this. What happens when you crash the wave on their tower? What will happen with the next minion waves? And this is so important if you play engage support because this will tell you when you can roam, okay? So pay attention. Because this is like probably most important advice in this session. Whenever you crash a wave on their tower, so this blue wave will get stopped by this red wave a little bit. What's gonna happen is that when this wave finally dies on their tower, the red wave will already be like, let's say like here. And the blue wave only now will begin walking. Full HP, he didn't get damaged, but it will begin walking and it will meet the wave here.
Yeah.
But what happens here? So when the wave meets here, it's not gonna meet like both waves are gonna be like this in a straight line. That's not what's gonna happen. What's gonna happen is that the blue wave is all gonna be stacked up, bunched together like this. Because it got stopped by this wave here, remember? So this is why it's called a bounce. Whenever you crash the wave on their tower like this blue wave will stack.
It always happens when you crash? Okay.
Well, it always happens, not when you crash. It always happens if the blue wave is stopped here, right?
I see.
Which happens if you crash. But anyway, that's why it's called a bounce, because it crashes in their tower and it will reset back. So if it's bouncing, it's gonna be pushing towards you like that. So what does that mean for Kai'Sa?
Yeah, okay. I guess I should go roaming is what you mean.
Exactly. Because she's totally safe, you see. This wave will slow push to her, not even really fast. And she can farm it all from here. Totally safe. Even if she's 1v2, she's not under any threat, you see. What you should do here is what we call a roam timer. So do you know what a roam timer means? So the roam timer means that you have a window right now that you can safely leave your lane without your ADC being in danger. That's what roam timer means. So the roam timers are usually, you know, 30 seconds most, right? How it works is every time there's a roam timer, we use it to be on map, okay? Being on map, it doesn't matter what you do, just be on map, because you can't predict if something's gonna happen mid, if the Sylas is gonna like hard go in or something. So it's just good if you're close to it. So what we're gonna do now when we recall is that you should never path bot. What you should do is path like this. The idea, and Halo supports to this a lot, is just being ready to help whatever happens. It doesn't matter what happens and where. By going mid lane, you make sure that you're close to everywhere. And notice where I stopped my line. I didn't say this. I said this. Why? Because you need to stop when you're still out of vision. For two reasons. One, so that you bait the enemy mid or jungle to fight without knowing that you're there. And most importantly, you don't tell the enemy bot lane that you're roaming so they don't punish your ADC.
When you say low elo, that means me too, right? This is...
Yeah. So I mean...
Yeah?
I'm rough with the explanation, like I'm a bit of an elitist when it comes to that terminology. It's just when I'm saying low elo, I mean like anything below Grandmaster essentially. Like
no, that's fine.
Even Master supports do this mistake a lot, right?
Yeah.
So, like in fact, I think Master is one of the worst elos to play ADC because it's the elo where supports are good enough to roam and see the roam opportunities in the map, but they're not good enough to know when they should come back from the roam or when they're hurting the ADC more than the roam gives.
So the roam into middle, I should do this now because of the roam timer, because of the bounce?
Yeah, see how it's bounced? Like this is pushing to Kai'Sa.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing, not only Kai'Sa would be safe, but if I'm Kai'Sa, I would really much appreciate the solo XP.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And look at here, for example. See, if you had done that, you could have done this, and this is Sylas with LFCC. This is a kill opportunity. Also, you have Hex Flash. That's the other thing about Hex Flash, right? You can like always like come here or here and just Hex Flash. Or even over the Raptor's wall, you can Hex Flash and then Ignite. Like this would be a guaranteed kill in my opinion. Right now you're not making the game any easier for anyone. Neither Kai'Sa nor your top side is getting any value from you. Nobody's getting value from you. And a lot of supports ask me like, okay, what if I go and literally nothing happens? Well, it's no big deal. You just go back bot lane. And you ended up doing this pathing instead of this one, which is still fine because the AD carry was safe and he got solo XP. And you know what's extra good about that pathing on bot lane? Is that it allows you to either ward deep in the enemy jungle or ward in the river and pink ward without the enemy knowing that you pink ward. And also they never saw the pink ward in your inventory, so it's so much better. Also, another thing you're doing wrong, just let this push to you, and then you freeze it here, and then you just get in this bush with Hex Flash, like holding Hex Flash, threatening it inside of this bush, and if you're Mogai and Gaiden, you're gonna walk up and farm, and it's just game over. Also, Fiddlesticks is gonna recall after this Carol, and he's gonna come bot lane, because his Chrome is gonna be up again. So if you just freeze it here, then Fiddlesticks can come, and it's free gank again, Mogai no flash. Okay, so look at how the wave is crashed, and it will bounce back. So next wave will be Cannon. And that's actually good, because if it's Cannon waves give you even more time to roam, right? Like a normal wave, roam timer is 20 seconds, a Cannon wave roam timer is maybe 30 seconds. So it's good that you're pushing one more, but we gotta use that. Yeah. So it's like every 130 minutes a Cannon wave comes, right? Because waves are 30 seconds, 3 waves is 1 Cannon wave.
And yeah. Should I have path mid here as well?
Yeah, of course. Like, see how this wave is bouncing back to Kaisa, and she could just stay here and let the wave push to her and farm? It would be so free. A good hooking support player manages the wave in such a way that the hooks are easier to land. You're just saying, like, hitting hooks is not mechanics, it's wave management, okay? This is exactly what I mean. See how close to the tower he is on this hook? First of all, if I'm this Mogai, I will never get hooked, because there's no reason for Mogai to walk up like this. He would just be waiting under tower. So first of all, you're only hitting the hook because he's bad at the game. And second of all, because you see how the hook has two things that it does. You can either hook someone or threaten to hook, and then that pressure makes them get away from the wave, which makes them lose minions. But if you threat the hook here, there's nothing they lose. So the pressure from the hook wouldn't do anything here.
I don't think so, no.
Okay, why do you hook there instead of out attacking? You should have out attacked, and then when she jumps on Kaisa, you hook her away from Kaisa.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
So there again, out attack, then Q, hold the Q for after the ult, and then you Q here.
Yeah.
And then here you flash into Fiddlesticks in the bush. Yeah, so you haven't done a single roam in 8 minutes. Some games you can't roam, don't get me wrong, like you're playing against Caitlyn Lux, they're perma pushing you, yeah, you can't really roam, like your ADC needs your help, whatever. But this game, you had like 2 or 3 windows.
I miss.
So, do you know why you missed that? I see every Nautilus main do that. You know why you missed that? Do you know what skill bobbing is?
No.
So, skill shots in League of Legends are not actually what the indicator says. When the skill shot finishes, at the end of it, it will like create a circle around it to check for champions near it. However, it will only do it on people, not on terrain. If there's a person here, he will get hit by your Q. But if this is a wall, it will not hit the wall. So effectively what it means is that your Q has less range on walls. I want you to see how Maokai simply path mid lane like I told you without knowing what was gonna happen, and just by chance something happened, see?
Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing that you gotta try doing more. And see how Caitlyn didn't need him in bot.
Absolutely.
And the other thing is that your vision score is insanely low, so you have 5 vision score. Your support, look at the support and jungle vision scores. After minute 20, your vision score should be at minimum 3 times the minute. So minute 25 you should have like 75 or more vision score. And minute 20 you have 60 or more. And by minute 30 you should have like 100. So before the Herald even spawns, this should be already warded. I don't have any idea what you're doing bot side when they're doing Herald, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is probably the first good pathing after Regal you've done. I haven't even checked your build much because we're being distracted by the rest, but yeah. Wait, so heal cut? Why do we need heal cut? Usually you go Radiant Virtue when you win lane and support item when you even or lose lane. Notice how you have Trinket up soon and you're not like using Sweeper anywhere here. Okay, but you never saw the Maokai walk into here, did you? And you saw the Maokai walk into here, so this is impossible that is warded, and this is very likely that is warded. First of all, engaging on this Shyvana when she has like unstoppable with the ult, like she ignores CC, same as Maokai ult, sorry, same as Malphite ult. Really bad idea. You burn both your summoners and your ults on a champion that is really tanky. Ignore CC. It's near a blast cone. And look at your Kaisa. Where she is. Again, you're not looking at your teammates before engaging. Look at your Kaisa. That's a really bad ult. CC has no value if there are no teammates that can damage during the time that the enemy is locked in place. So if I were to summarize the main 3 mistakes I'm seeing you do so far. So, 4 mistakes. If you ask me, if you fix this, you're master in 1 week. But you, like, obviously you're not gonna fix this in a week. But this is literally your main issues. I see that you're a player from what you told me so far and how you play. You're a player that highly values the execution and the execution of the engage and mechanics of the play. You mentioned a lot about hitting the hook, etc. So timing the engage at the correct timing according to cooldowns of the enemy and position of your teammates is way more important than how you execute on the engage, where you hit the hook correctly, who you ulted, etc. League is a game of timing. Timing for the roams, timing for the vision, timing for the engages. See how that flash hook is much better because you have so many teammates. If you ever look at a Halo Nautilus player, like, never you will see them end the fight with full HP like this. Because it means that you are not frontlining for your team and not using your HP. The other way you can look at this is, tell me something, right? What's the point of buying resistances and HP items if you're gonna end the fight on full HP anyway? At that point you could have bought AP, right? Like, it doesn't make a difference. The whole point of buying HP and resistant items is that you're gonna get hit.
True. That makes sense.
So that's a bad word, right? You get the same.
Have it over the wall.
Yeah, because you can see how this doesn't see this, right? Whereas if you put it here, that's the thing people don't understand. I make a lot of metaphors. Okay, when you get in a plane, they don't check your ticket when you're sitting in the plane. They check it at the entrance, right? Because it's much easier because you have to pass through the entrance. And this is the same. You don't need to have vision in the bush. You can have vision in the entrance to a bush, and then you will see anyone coming anyway. So that's why in Halo what you will see is like vision lines, it's called, right? Like, in other words, let's say you want to control the vision in the Baron area. You don't need to ward the Baron. What you need to ward is the entrance to the Baron. Then you only need to ward like 2 places, like here and here. And that is enough because nobody can pass. Yeah, look at where you're playing, literally behind everybody. Look at that. Yeah. Literally backline. And I have the same criticism for Kaisa, literally frontline. They should be swapped. They should be like Kaisa here and you here, right? But see how, you ult and you CC, but the Kaisa's dead, so it doesn't matter anymore. Yeah. Okay. Again, look at your field sticks being useful and you like super far away. Nah, that's so troll, but if you're, holy shit, that's insanely troll. You keep engaging on the tank that is like, look at her tank items, she's so tanky. Field sticks has no void stuff. Kaisa has no LDR yet. She has like double shield, like Gargle and Sterox at the same time. You could put a Iron 3 player on Shyvana there and he won't die. It's like impossible.
That sounds way smarter.
Bro, look at where you are and look at where Kaisa is. Look at this. 4 in a lane and you here. Yeah. Even if you don't have any summoners and all, at least be here so you soak up damage and your teammates can fight meanwhile. This is 4v5. You essentially are AFK here. And what did we say earlier? That support is all about making the game easier for your teammates. So you're not doing anything for your teammates here.